Hello everyone. Welcome once again to online teaching program for standard 9th subject English. Myself Mrs. BJ Kulkarni from JDC Bitco English Medium High School, Nasik Road. As you know children, these are few Bollywood movies based on history and the great battles fought by the great kings. I want you to remember the stories of these movies because we are going to learn about another such great epic. The name of the epic is The Fall of Troy. Yes, today we are going to learn Unit 2.4 The Fall of Troy, Part 1, page number 40. But before we start, let us learn about three important words that will help us to learn and understand the lesson more clearly. Today, we are going to learn one such epic from the European literature in our lesson or in our unit 2.4. The name of the lesson is The Fall of Troy. Now let us understand the three words. The first is epic. A long poem, typically one derived from ancient oral tradition, narrating the deeds and adventure of heroic or legendary figures or the past history of a nation. The second is literature. Literature means the written work, especially those considered of superior or lasting artistic merit. And the third one is Trojan. Trojan are relating to ancient Troy in Asia Minor. So let us learn more about the very interesting epic from European literature, that is The Fall of Troy. Epics are long poems that relate the deeds of great national hero or great national war. In fact, they often tell us of a nation's early history. They may be composed and sung or recited for many years before they are actually written down. The two famous Sanskrit epics are the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. And the two great epics of European literature were written in the ancient Greek. They are the Iliad and the Odysseus. Just as in the Indian literature, we go back to the stories from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, so in the literature of Western countries, we go back to the Iliad and the Odysseus. Just as children all over the India know the names of stories of Rama and Sita, Yudhishthira and Arjuna and Draupadi, thus children in Western countries know the names of Hector and Odysseus and Achilles, Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman in the world, because of whom children the Greek and the Trojans fought for 10 long years. Nobody knows for certain who the author of these early epics is. It is thought that they arose and developed with the nation itself and were handed down from singer to singer till perhaps one great poet gave them their final form. It is believed that the Iliad and the Odyssey were composed and recited by a blind poet named Homer. Yes, who lived about 900 BCE and who wandered from one Greek city or village to another, singing his poems to all who would receive him in their homes and give him hospitality. This wandering singer has been honored through the ages, not only in Greece but in all Europe. Therefore, he is entitled as the father of European poetry. The Iliad is a story of Ilium or Troy, a rich trading city in Asia Minor near the narrow sea that leads from the Aegean to the Black Sea. It was well situated both for commerce and agriculture. In front of the city was the sea over which sailed the ships of Troy carrying goods and grains. At the back rose the high peak of mountain Ida, from which flowed many rivers and streams. The valleys among the hills were well watered and fertile, with corn growing in the fertile fields and cattle feeding on the rich grass of the meadows, while sheep fed on the slopes of the hills. In the above description, children, in the above paragraph, we can see the beautiful description of geographical location of Troy. If you see the map clearly, you can notice how rich and prosperous Troy was in those days, which was surrounded by all the protection needed during the war. For years together, there has been a debate if Troy ever happened or it is just another myths told in the literature in those days. And if you search for the archaeological evidences of Troy in YouTube, you will find many evidences about it. And it is very fascinating to see all the beautiful places related to Troy. As we have seen that Troy was a very rich trading city in Asia Minor. It was well situated both for commerce and agriculture purposes. Not only that, Mount Ida River, which flowed many rivers and streams, the valleys among the hills were very well watered and fertile land it had. So in order to protect this particular Trojan city, the Trojans, they had constructed a strong wall so that no enemy should attack them from the sea. That was the main purpose. The wall was so broad that people could stand and sit and walk on it. Not only that, the great gates stood open and people could go to the seashore outside and come in as they pleased. So this was mainly constructed in order to have a great protection for the Troy. But in time of war, the gates would be closed, and then the city was just like a strong fortress. Fortress means a fort. It was just quite safe from all attack, protected by the walls surrounding it as well as by the hills behind. Thus, we can see that the Troy was a very strong city. It was strongly protected by its walls and strongly defended by its brave soldiers. But all the kings and heroes of Greece had declared war against the Trojans because Paris, a prince of Troy, had persuaded Helen, wife of a Greece king Menelaus, to elope with him. Persuaded means to do something through an argument, and elope means run away secretly in order to get married. He had brought her to Troy. Therefore, the Greeks wanted to take revenge on Troy for the wrong done to Menelaus. They sailed to Troy and laid a siege to the city. The Trojans too fought hard and the siege continued for 10 long years. Siege particularly means enemy forces surrounded a town or a building, cutting off essential supplies and compelling those inside to surrender them. The fighting went on daily, but the siege did not end. On one hand, the Greeks could not take the city, and on the other hand, the Trojans could not force them to sail away. Every day the Trojans came out of their gate, and the Greeks came out of their tents and ships, and the fighting went on. Sometimes there were single fights between two great heroes. Sometimes the Trojans had the better of it, and sometimes the Greeks. But still, the fighting went on. Great heroes on both sides were killed in the course of the war. After leading the defense of his city for 9 years, the brave Hector was at last killed by Achilles, whom none could resist. But Achilles himself was killed later on by a poisoned arrow that entered his heel, the only part of his body where he could be wounded. Still later, Paris himself was killed. He was also killed by an poisoned arrow. The Trojans were tired of being shut up in their city, and the Greeks were longing to see their homes again. But still, the fighting went on. So, children, here we have seen that both the parties, that means the Trojans and the Greeks, actually for 10 long years the fighting was going on. Both the armies, they were tired and they wanted to go back to their home. This is what happened in part first. There was a war between the Trojans and the Greek, and it was all due to the revenge and an act of wrong which was done towards the king Menelaus, which resulted at last into 10 long years war. Here we can see that one wrong decision made by the prince of a nation had huge consequences for both the kingdoms and the great heroes. Let us see in part 2 what happens. Who were victorious one, either the Trojans or the Greeks?